So you think you know Cuba? Cigars, old cars, maybe some spicy music? But there's more, like the world's smallest bird, the bee hummingbird. It's a reminder, big stories can come from small places. Cuba isn't just a spot on the map, it's a character. Dramatic, unpredictable, always in the headlines. This island pulses with beauty, struggle, and a rhythm all its own. Pirates, revolutions, gold rushes, Cuba's seen it all. It's the friend with the wildest stories, always surprising. And its story? Still unfolding. So forget the cliches for a moment. Let's dive deeper, past the tourist brochures and headlines, into the heart of what makes Cuba, well, Cuba. A place of resilience and vibrant culture, shaped by a complex past. Ready for the ride? Because Cuba's story is just getting started. Buckle up. We're about to discover what makes this island truly unique. It's not just about cigars or music, it's about survival, creativity, and spirit. Cuba is a living, breathing story, and you're about to hear it. Let's go. The real Cuba awaits. Before the ships, before the cigars, Cuba belonged to the Taino. They fished, farmed, and built their own world. Their story is the island's foundation. Then, in 1492, Columbus arrived, lost, looking for India. For the Taino, everything changed overnight. The Spanish came to conquer, not visit. Gold and glory drove them. The Taino faced disease, forced labor, and brutal treatment. Their numbers fell fast, their way of life was shattered. Spanish rule began, and Cuba became a prized colony. Havana grew into a key port, linking the island to Europe. The indigenous voices faded, but their spirit lingers. You can still hear echoes in place names and traditions. The story of Cuba starts here, with loss, resilience, and memory. The island's destiny was forever changed, but the roots of Cuba run deep. The Taino are gone, but not forgotten. Their legacy is woven into the island's soul. Every story has a beginning. For Cuba, it began long before Columbus, and those whispers are still there if you listen. Then came sugar, Cuba's white gold. Massive plantations transformed the land and fortunes, but the sweetness hid a bitter truth: exploitation and suffering. The indigenous population was decimated. The Spanish turned to Africa, enslaving hundreds of thousands. They toiled in the cane fields, their lives not their own. This was the dark heart of Cuba's sugar boom. For centuries, Spain clung to its profitable colony, but whispers of freedom grew louder. Independence movements erupted, long bloody wars. José Martí became a symbol of hope and resistance. Spain resisted, but the US entered the scene. The Spanish-American War in 1898 changed everything. Spain lost. Cuba was free, but not truly independent. The US held sway, shaping Cuba's future. Independence was complicated. A new struggle began. True sovereignty was still out of reach. The fight for Cuba's soul continued. Sugar built fortunes, but also chains. Freedom was hard-won and never simple. The story of Cuba's struggle was far from over. Independence brought hope, but also corruption and inequality. Havana glittered for the rich while many Cubans struggled. Enter Fulgencio Batista, a US-backed dictator. His rule grew more oppressive, fueling unrest. Enter Fidel Castro, a young lawyer with big ideas and a beard. His first rebellion failed, but he didn't quit. Castro regrouped in the mountains, gaining support from peasants and students. The revolution snowballed, with Che Guevara by his side. Against the odds, they toppled Batista on New Year's Day 1959. Castro's forces rolled into Havana, hope soared. A new era dawned, free from foreign domination, or so it seemed. Fidel promised a Cuba for Cubans, not outsiders. The revolution was a turning point. People believed things would finally change. The world watched as Cuba tried to reinvent itself. The old order was gone. The future was uncertain, but full of possibility. Castro's rise was dramatic, but the real test was just beginning. Would Cuba finally find its own path? The answer would shape the island for decades. The revolution was just the start. Cuba's next chapter was about to unfold, and the world was watching. Castro took power, and Cuba changed overnight. He declared the island socialist, then communist. The US was alarmed. The Cold War got hotter. An embargo hit Cuba hard: no trade, no travel. The Bay of Pigs invasion failed, but tensions soared. Then, the Cuban Missile Crisis. The world held its breath. Cuba became a global flashpoint. Life on the island transformed. The government took over businesses and land. Healthcare and education became free. Literacy soared. But freedoms shrank. No opposition allowed. Many fled, seeking opportunity elsewhere. Daily life became a lesson in resilience. Old cars kept running, music filled the streets. Art thrived, but shortages were common. The economy struggled under embargo. Community and creativity became survival tools. Cuba's story was now one of sunshine and struggle. The future? Still uncertain, still being written. Two currencies, endless resourcefulness. Cuba remains complicated, fascinating, and fiercely proud. It's a place where history lives in every street, the world keeps watching, and Cuba keeps dancing to its own beat. The story isn't over yet.